Small disclaimer. I didn't sleep yet. I don't think I'm gonna sleep anytime soon. And so I wanna play video game. And I'm gonna finish this. The problem with that is, of course, that I haven't slept yet since the last time I recorded and streamed. Yeah, so I'm still exhausted. Yeah, so if I suddenly start sucking at shooting and stuff, yeah. Hold up. Yo, we checked everything here. Let's continue.
Eclipse. They're here.
Avoid contact.
Lines look good.
Gaia. It's up there. Second floor.
Can you reach it?
So much for avoiding contact. They're still looking.
I listened to him. I believed I could hit that shit. Would you believe it? Easy clap.
That's the last of them.
Area inaccessible. Elevators non-operational.
Or not.
Get some cover.
Room's clear. For a moment, anyway.
Then get moving. You have to find Gaia.
Saving these for the trail.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. So you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots, and not just build, imagine, from scratch. Any robot she needs for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software. Virtual creativity made real. Gaia's already learning. In simulations, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I don't get it.
Which part? It's a little technical at places.
If Gaia was designed to save life, why would the robots it makes attack people?
Perhaps it loves some forms of life more than others.
The derangement. The machines weren't always so angry.
True. Mostly they were docile until 10, 15 years ago.
For years, Hephaestus has been forcing cauldrons to make aggressive machines. I've seen it myself, in the cauldrons. Stalkers, Ravagers, the Thunderjaw. How could it do that? And why?
Why indeed?
I would say it's a self-defense mechanism. It's because humans will hunt for sports when they don't need the resources anymore. So or even if it's just for the fuel of the machines. So Gaia is intelligent. It's supposed to be a being. And this being has thousands of children. And people are destroying those children. You give something a mind, it will get feelings at some points. And Gaia is feeling attacked. Like the program says, to make it inhabitable. But that also means get rid of this stuff that is hostile. And did I mention, I absolutely do not like how she, as a holograph, ended its dialogue, because it's too motivational.
I've seen these shapes before. In cauldrons.
But of course, the birthing places of Gaia's machines.
There it is. The game just proven my theory right. Yeah. What was I going to say? Right, the hologram ended its dialogue way too proactive. Even so, we just finished a lot of dialogue that was extremely depressing. From a lot of people that were not motivated yet to do their best. And everyone who has been depressed before knows this, that, or most I should say, is when depression really kicks in, the guys that you do not want to see are the ones that are strongly motivated. It's like attraction, like you are a negative pole and someone tries to be positive, but through the laws of depression, you would rather be more attracted to someone who is mediocre, who understands instead of just tries to book it. Okay, my example was trash, but I hope you got the point.
I think this is it. Elizabeth Sobek's office. But it's sealed off. There's more Eclipse.
Careful now.
So, one thing that has been coming up is not necessarily the cloning, but the resources for the cloning, since there's a lot of wetware to be had, and everything you need for cloning, as far as I know, is degenerative. And since we have been underground, or Gaia has been underground for hundreds or even hundreds of
Welcome to
years.
Apollo, the collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations.
That shit should have
I
been
am
degenerate.
Samina Ebaji. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor.
This, what you're hearing, is exactly what I'm talking about. This sounds like a commercial. Why the fuck am I listening to a commercial?
And cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable. The challenges before us.
I get it. To a point, it's for the people that do not know what's going on, that are freshly bred inside of this machine, to get here, then get this stuff explained, they are found. But these holograms talk to you as instructive. Like they are talking to the engineers that are supposed to build this place. And back to the depression point. So what is it? Is it now for the people that do not know what's going on, that do not know what science even is, or is it for the people that are supposed to work here? But then, why the fuck do they want to listen to a commercial? The world is ending.
Are immense. Specifically, we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, the construction of data repositories in cradle facilities around the world, ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 100 and...
This is something that would not have been recorded like this. This is a professor, a lecturer, before at the start of his lecture.
80 million discrete data entries. 42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Third, the transferal and encoding of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils. The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come. And last, but not least, the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula, by which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take control of the terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge. Welcome, and let us begin.
And the problem with being tired is there's no room for bullshit. So you are telling me they bring these guys down here to figure this shit out. But this hologram just told me everything they figured out. And I wish I could explain this better, but I lack the processing power right now. Yeah, this was not a room for the ideas, not an orientation. She talked about what they figured out. I really have to drive this point home. So for one last example, this is as if you find a CD, DVD or Blu-ray disc, but you didn't know how to store data on it. So you bring people in to figure out what it is. But this dialogue we heard was convinced that it already had knew that that was the way to go, that there could not be a different way, that this material, this fossil DNA, was the only way. So this is basically the only way to store data is engrave it into the DNA of a stone. It's not that you have a giant factory here, self-replicating machines, you know, that could rewrite their data storages. Rewrite and maintain.
Tunnels go on and on, where the shadow shall guide us.
all of this lost, the Ancients' greatest gift to us.
Greatest? How about the fact we exist at all?
To abide in ignorance is a curse, Aloy. You of all people should know that.
More than equipped to take you on. Goodbye, quiet approach. That's the last of them. Alone once more.
In what should have been a cave of wonders.
Welcome to Hades, Zero Dawn's extinction failsafe protocol, the ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine you're Gaia, 200 years from now, and this new biosphere growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos, spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the Void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
So everything is a little bit different than I thought. I thought Hades was the nickname of the original rogue robot.
Looks like the only way onwards.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords.
Yo, what if this is not the... What if this is not the first or second try from Gaia? What if it is the third time?
Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances. But, as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors,
to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development, all of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
So they live tested a container if it would get ignored by the swarm. That's cool.
Are these... what I think they are?
Artificial wombs. Machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
Say hello to Mom.